All right, we are back for our open session. I apologize for the now 16-minute delay, but we were trying to wrap up some things in executive session there, at the executive session. So before we get into our first order of business, I would like to open up a public comment period. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to make a public comment. Ann? Yeah, just grab a microphone.
As long as you have a mic.
Is it on? Hello, is it on?
Yeah,
Just go stage chat.
Good evening, Ann Pinoni, 1135 Howland Street, I'm back. So first of all, I want to thank you guys for the open forum last week. I thought it was really great. I thought it was good to hear all the things that people had concerns about, and I appreciate all the time you guys put in. I know it's a lot of time, and I know it's just greatly appreciated for it. I guess one of my questions was, I felt like there was a lot of information shared, but I just wonder, like, I know you guys on your agenda item, is there going to be like like a summary of what the questions were and what the answers were? Because I felt like some of the questions weren't really answered in detail, and I just think that that would be something that I know myself I would be interested in. So I'm not sure if that's something that's on your radar to do that.
Certainly something to look in, that we can look into.
Okay.
It's a good idea.
Okay, because, I felt like I know Aaron Schneider had asked a couple questions about, in retrospect, should we have waited to hire those 3 curriculum coordinators and put the money more towards student-centered stuff, and even talking about not hiring the chemistry teacher, like just questions like that were, they was more specific, and I just would wonder if there'd be more specific answers. That was just one of my questions, but I do thank you for having that. And I'm going to do a public service announcement. We're still looking for a math teacher and a business teacher, so if anybody out there knows of anybody, please send their resume. So, okay, but thank you. I really want to thank you for that forum last week.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks, Ann.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Public comment? Okay.
Is there no one on Zoom?
Is there no one on Zoom?
No.
Okay.
I think they're waiting, so.
It's on.
So not that you would be watching this at home and trying to get on Zoom, but
Nobody contacted you about public comment earlier, did they? Besides,
only Ann.
that's it?
Yeah,
Okay, well
so-
then, that's it then.
So, but we get lots of messages, so.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
So, okay, so we'll move on, I guess, now to new business and the agenda item A, which is to vote on the superintendent's request for merit salary increase. One thing, let me see. I'm trying to find those.
Dan, just FYI, all of them are complaining that they have the spinning thing going on. But people.
All right, well, we'll pause here for a second and do you want to try to restart the Zoom?
Sure. George resets.
Is that on YouTube too?
Yeah, it should be on YouTube too, but it's pretty,
Yeah.
yeah. So, well, those at home who are watching are already watching, so I'm telling them.
Well, that's what I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
if the people on Zoom can't get on Zoom, they could watch it on YouTube, that's all I'm saying. You have any?
Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, I do not have anyone.
I am asking them to resign and see if they get the.
Are these people who have a public comment?
No.
At least one of them wanted to do a public comment. I think might be not. But it's okay.
Oh, no, it's Sarah Fitzgerald.
Okay.
So I can get in.
Sarah Fitzgerald.
She got it.
Wait, did you tell them that the link is in the agenda, which is on the town's website? I don't know what link they're trying to use.
Sarah, is that the one that you used, the one on the agenda?
Yes.
Okay.
So, all right, we'll
We're gonna have to move on.
just move forward. So, where's my agenda now? All right, so,
Thank you for checking.
so at this time, we,
New business.
so does anyone want to make
Yes.
a motion?
I would like to make a motion for us to table our vote on the superintendent's request for merit salary increase at this time. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Would anyone like to deliberate, discuss? So I'll just make the statement that I am going to vote against this, as I would like to come to a conclusion tonight on this matter, but I respect the will of the committee to table this motion. So at this time,
Can we, hold on.
To vote?
Yeah. So since I wasn't here for executive session, can we just talk a little bit about this? Like, what are the arguments for and against? I don't know,
I think that there's additional information in areas we've discussed previously and identified with Dr. Kuska, and we would like to see some additional information regarding those areas, right? And the idea would be that this could be revisited, but not later than December 31st of this year. So Cynthia's motion is a motion that we would not be voting on a 2% merit at this time.
On any
The
merit.
committee,
on any merit at this
on
time.
any merit at this time, up to 2% pursuant to the contract. Again, it's at the sole discretion of the committee, but also tied to the performance evaluation that was already completed back in March. But the committee has additional information that they would want to review over this period.
Right,
And
right.
so I believe that's why you made the motion to table.
Sure.
and Dan, you're
It was
just
May, though,
saying,
not March.
you want to be done, you want to,
Did I say March? I apologize.
That's okay, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I would like to.
But we have to vote, so then you can say you're not.
Right, but I'm just saying that my rationale, or we can talk about it, yeah, my rationale is that I would like to vote tonight on the merit and move on and have that be behind us rather than sort of pushing it down the road.
okay.
Is there any further deliberation or discussion? Okay, all those in favor, say aye. Okay, all opposed? No. So that carries, and we are tabling the discussion on the merit increase
Okay.
tonight.
So the school committee has reached an agreement to not consider a merit increase for Dr. Kuska's FY24 contract this evening. The school committee will review additional information regarding areas we've discussed with Dr. Kuska, but not later than December 31st, 2023.
Any further discussion on this? Okay, so, we did, but, so we'll move on to discuss the MASS statement that we received, and if there's, and basically, we're putting this on here to see if there was any interest in sort of pursuing, doing anything with that. It's sort of a statement from them about the general situation right now going on across the state with different unions and different collective bargaining units. Does anyone have any thoughts on this? What else was going to say, I think that it's an interesting letter, but that I think that it is not very helpful to us, in the context of where we are right now, and that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. There's previous statements that they've made about things like CRT and other issues around that they have made separately that we often will post on our website, but I don't think that this particular letter helps us in this juncture. And that's my opinion.
Yep, I mean, it would not be helpful. Yeah,
I think this letter would be dismissive of the teachers and paraprofessionals and staff.
I agree.
Agreed.
So it seems like we're all in agreement. I don't think that we
We're
need to
just
vote on
moving on.
it.
Sorry.
Yep.
There's no vote.
No vote. Okay, so So with that said, we'll move on to C, which is a recap and discussion of the recent community forum, which Ann just said was great, so I'm going to take that.
So just similarly, when we had the school start times, we did the same kind of thing. After we had a forum, we had a bunch of questions. At that time, I think we had a bunch of them written down, which made it a lot easier.
Yep.
But I think that once we have the minutes from that meeting, we can re-look at them and see whether or not some of them need clarity. I would have to agree with Ann that there was some back and forth with Aaron's question where I feel like it didn't quite get answered as cohesively as it could have been. So if there's an ability for us to do that, I think we could try to do that.
I certainly think we
Might
should
take some
try.
time to
I think
go
with
through
Aaron's question, that may be very difficult to get to a sort of a
Maybe, but
concrete
we can
answer.
get something.
We can,
Do we have the FAQ posted on the website?
Yes.
And could
Oh, we
we do
should.
almost like an addition to it based on the minute, like first get the
Yeah.
minutes together and then an addition to and follow up on some of those?
I want to make sure it's linked on our section of the website. I don't think it is right now, and I just want to make sure.
It may not be.
Lost in either. So I'll email
So-
Dan tomorrow.
Is that something communications wants to take the first round out?
I feel like it would probably be the responsibility of communications.
Okay.
I agree.
So moved.
So I'm happy to do that. It may take a while because of summer schedules and things like that, but
Yeah. But I think to be able to recap some of that would be helpful. Because some people weren't here.
Okay.
And do we know when the minutes from that will be available?
We will have to work on those over the I guess, summer.
Or I can go from,
You can reach out for a draft.
Yeah, you can
right?
reach out to Peggy Lyons to see if she has a draft of
Yeah,
that.
see if they have a
I don't know
draft.
that she has the minutes from even from.
and I can ask you guys about details
Right,
after.
meetings also
Yeah, yeah.
video if you want to watch.
Yeah,
the
that's what I was going to
Yeah.
say. If I could just go from the
And then
video,
also
that
reach
would be
out.
faster if the minutes
It
take
might
some
be.
time.
I think it might be faster.
Might be faster.
Yeah, and reach out then to the administration if they have any follow-ups or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to, just because I haven't been the chair before, am I allowed to start something without being in a public communications?
Yep, you sure are.
Yeah, just like I did the FAQ.
You can write the whole
I
thing.
did the whole thing. You can write the whole thing.
Okay, well then it won't take as long because we don't have to do everything together, so.
Right, as long as you're not doing it together. yeah.
Right.
Ideally, you would have a subcommittee meeting and talk about the draft before it
Exactly.
goes to the full committee.
Yes, gotcha.
But, I mean, if we're in a huge rush, we could skip the subcommittee and take it straight to full
Right.
committee.
Right.
So we don't have why don't we say that we'll try to have step one, me having it done, step two, the three of us going over it in time for our August meeting?
Yeah,
Okay.
that sounds good.
Yes.
I still want us to, I know that they may not be able to or may not want to, but I'd still like us to reach out about doing a teacher-staff forum, just like we did the community forum, but one aimed at teachers and staff that they could attend, right after school.
So I have been going back and forth with Jamie Catone to try to sort of set up a time to discuss
Okay.
sort of how that might look, and
How and whether,
and then
yeah.
how and whether, right, and then we would come back and sort of discuss it as a committee about whether that's something that we agree to or anything. So it's I think it definitely seemed like something that the community, the teachers were looking for, and or all staff really. It wouldn't just be for just teachers. So yeah.
Okay, yeah, just as long as we follow up, that's great.
Okay.
Thanks.
Anything else? Okay, anything else on that? Okay. So our last order of business tonight is old business, and it's a revote of the HFT para bargaining liaisons, sort of subsequent to the vote last time. Sarah, I don't know, did you change your mind?
No, I didn't realize we were doing all
Okay.
of those different groups, so I was just kind of taking surprise.
So, okay, I apologize for that.
No, that's okay.
So I'd like to make a motion that we take me off of the bargaining liaison unit and add Sarah to the unit
So,
in my place.
moved by Cynthia.
Which
Or
one,
second by
Paris?
Cynthia.
Para.
Paris. Are you on Paris too?
I think I'm on Paris.
I'm on Paris.
You are.
I've been on
And I'm
Paris
on
the last
Paris. Me too.
many years.
I will second Cynthia's motion to have that happen.
Okay, all's in favor? Aye. I will entertain a motion to adjourn from
Moved by Cynthia.
Second by Dawn.
all's in favor? All right, well, thank you very much for waiting for an hour and 15 minutes for a 15-minute meeting. With that, I hope everyone has a wonderful summer, and we will see you in August. Thank you very much. Good night.